The four of them got in the car and made their way towards the old ninja village. It sat high in the mountains just outside town, and although it had been abandoned for years, it had been left just as it had been while open for business. Even now, it was like stepping back in time to an Edo-era village, although the long years of abandonment had made it even creepier. The tunnel on the way in was also supposed to be haunted, but none of them noticed anything. They pulled in outside the dark gates to the village and his heart started pounding. They had been to numerous ghost spots around town, but none like this. They had visited the village themselves as kids. They had played in the haunted mansion and walked through the various attractions. Now they were older and it was dead, a shell of its former self. It really was like they were stepping back in time. Their own time, if nothing else. The ninja on the sign startled them in the darkness, but they made their way inside. It seemed smaller than when they were children, and somehow darker, colder. They made their way towards the ninja mansion and stepped inside. The floorboards rotted beneath their feet, and with each step they feared that they might fall through. Slowly and carefully, they made their way through the building, but as they stepped into the next room, they all screamed. Legs hung from the roof. As their eyes adjusted to the darkness and their heartbeats calmed, they realized it was just another doll hanging from the roof. They should have remembered it from when they were kids. Still, it creeped them out, and they exited the building as quickly as their feet would carry them over the rotten wood. Outside, they found a toilet. According to his friends, spirits were supposed to haunt there as well. Thick weeds grew over the building, shrouding the view both inside and out. He needed to go, and seeing the building made the sensation worse, but looking at it, he couldn't bring himself to. Something about it felt cold and unfeeling, and it wasn't the light rain that was beginning to fall. "Come on, let's go back to the car." They all agreed and made their way back. He gave the toilet one last look. Something about it called to him, wanted him to go in there. Maybe next time. The former ninja village was a popular theme park with children that sat in the mountains of Nishi Ward on the outskirts of Fukuoka City. One of the more popular attractions was a haunted house that became famous for being one of the few in Japan that utilized the nearby forest in addition to the building itself. Other attractions taught children about the ninja lifestyle and the Edo period, which the village was styled after. They could take part in physical activities and get stamps which, after a certain number had been collected, would upgrade them to a different coloured badge that many children sought to collect. Yet despite its popularity, the theme park was out of the way and difficult to reach, and so, in 2005, it changed names to Antique Village and started selling old works of art instead. This still wasn't enough to keep the attraction afloat, however, and in 2013, it closed for good. It was also around this time that rumours of it being haunted started to pick up steam. While open, there had been stories that Ninja Village was built on the location of a real battleground. People claimed to see the spirits of fallen soldiers around the park, particularly inside the haunted house. You might be wondering how people could tell they were ghosts if they were in a haunted house, a place designed specifically to scare you with ghosts. But people reported seeing figures in rooms that other people with them couldn't see. Others reported feeling someone looking at them, a sensation that continued no matter where they went, and only dissipated once they left the park. Famously, the park was featured on Japanese television in the early 2000s. Spirit medium Oda Mudo visited the area and claimed to see spirits lurking in a tunnel nearby, and that a samurai helmet kept inside the park was also haunted. Most people assumed the helmet to be fake, nothing more than a decoration, but according to the medium, It was very real and had been used in battle. The spirit of the fallen soldier continued to reside in the helmet until that very day. Mannequins saw heavy use in the park, dressed as ninja and hidden in rooftops, trees, and other various places around the park. Many of those were left once the park was abandoned, giving the area an even creepier vibe, especially for those exploring the park after dark. The forest outside the haunted house was said to be especially bad, with many people unable to tell if what they saw really was just a doll or, perhaps, something else entirely. Sadly, the village no longer exists. It was knocked down in 2015, and the lot now sits empty, nothing more than a memory and a tale of ghost stories whispered amongst the now grown-ups who spent their youth there. But what do you guys think about this one? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.